direction is changed actually. Now when the current flow from this direction, I mean this would be plus and this would be ground, I mean negative, then this diode will in action, and when the current flow in this direction, the diode will be in forward bias, so current will flow from here, and we can get a positive here and a negative here. So let's consider the upper part of this DC, first pulse here. Now when the AC voltage will reverse, I mean this would be minus and this would be plus, and let's consider that both are changing in same direction. So at first this was plus and this was minus, and second this becomes minus, and if this becomes plus, this also becomes plus and this becomes minus. So you can see that the current will be flow from this direction to this direction actually. um, so you can see that in this direction this diode is in reverse bias, so current will not flow from here. But in this loop you can see that current is flowing from plus to minus, and here the diode becomes in reverse forward bias. So here again becomes plus and minus in this DC output, so we can get another pulse of DC. So this AC signal becomes DC signal by this, and um, from we can say that after repeating this phenomena, AC signal becomes a DC. But you can see that there is a lot of fluctuation in this part of DC, because here the voltage is very high, here the low, here the mediocre, etc. Now we have to stable this repulsion. So to stable the repulsion, we have to add some capacitor across the load parallelly. So let's add a capacitor. Let's consider that this was the load L, and here we can get the DC output. let's consider that we have to join a capacitor here parallelly. Let's nomenclature it as C1. Now what will happen when we add a capacitor and how ripple is stabilized? Actually, when we add a capacitor, it becomes charged after a few moments, and it lowers the ripple as follows. Actually, the ripples become like this. So the rectified DC output will be like this. You can see that ripple is very much lowered, but still there is some ripple, but we can consider it as negligible. So as capacitor charged, the flow is stabilized and the ripple is lowered. So we can get a DC from AC like this. Now we have to consider how we can divide this AC, the main AC into two separate low voltage AC sources. In this case we have to use a transformer. A transformer looks like this. This is the primary coil. Let's consider as P1, and these two are secondary coil. Let's consider as S1 and S2. So here we have to put the main source AC voltage. And here we can get the output. So we can say that across this we can get a AC, and across this we can get a AC. Now we can add this diode here, and the circuit will be repeated as this, and load this. Here we will add a capacitor, and here we can get the DC voltage, stable DC voltage. So how the voltage becomes low in transformer? We first have to calculate the number of turns in each coil. So let's count. Here the number of turns is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So P1 has the number of turns 12, and S1 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. S2 6. So there is a formula that Vp by Vs equal to Np by Ns. Here what is Vp Vs and Np Ns? Vs is voltage in secondary coil, and Np is number of turns in primary coil, and similarly Ns is number of turns in secondary coil. So here we can get that if Np greater than Ns, So we can write NP by NS greater than 0. As usual, VP by VS greater than 0, and from here we can write VP greater than VS. So the voltage in, so here's the voltage VS1 and VS2. So you can say that as S2 and S1 are same 6, you can say that VS1 equal to VS2, and of course these two are less than VP. So this is how we can stabilize this voltage and lower this high powered voltage to low voltage using a transformer. In this circuit you can see that here's, I have to focus a little. Here you can find that here are two outputs of the transformer, this one and this one, but here you can find that here actually these are inputs and these two are outputs, these four are outputs. These two are first primary secondary coil and these two are second secondary coil. So this is a transformer. This thing you can see here is diode,